Hello then viewers, you join me in the wonderful little Clio here in Dublin city centre pretty much. I'm going to bring this little thing for a bit of a drive to test its capabilities on tight, busy city roads. Yeah, so then to begin this little test here, we're in the Drumcondra area of North County Dublin here, just entering the city centre now in a couple of moments. So yeah, you've got everything that you need here really to test this car's capability on tight city streets. The traffic around here is usually absolutely mental, but it being a late on a Sunday afternoon, it's actually not that bad at all so far. And I've probably jinxed it because there we are, my first traffic jam of the afternoon. So I've got a little bit of a clear stretch ahead of me here. Once this light goes green, I'm going to give it the beans. All legally, of course, just to demonstrate how snappy and quick this car can be off the line, how nimble it can be. That's the green. First gear, that's into second. We've got a Skoda Superb on the outside, that's into third. Check the mirrors, nothing there, that's fourth. 40 miles an hour, we'll probably leave it around that. We don't want to be speeding through these streets. And it's as easy as that really. I mean, those gear changes were swift, snappy and straight to the point. There really was no messing around with that at all. I really better slow the car down now with the rather heavy guarded presence, of course. One thing that I really do love about this car is the incredible glass area. There's just loads of it, and obviously that makes the blind spot checking really easy. The mirrors are a pretty decent size as well, and of course the glass level is at roughly what, elbow height really, where I've got my hand or my arm on the steering, hand and arm set up here with the steering wheel. So that means that there's just absolutely acres of glass space. You really couldn't miss anything here. And of course it's got a big huge rear window. The brakes are absolutely fantastic. They were done actually on this car not too long ago, I think about a year or two ago, and of course with the previous owner being of an age, I believe, it hardly covered any miles. I've put, goodness me, what have I put on it? It was about 63.5 when I got it. It's now 67.5. So I put about 5,000 miles on it since early June when I purchased it. But the brakes are still holding up well, and of course you need them with town driving, because with cars darting in and out and pedestrians running across the front of the bonnet effectively, often, you really have to be stamping on the brakes. Okay then, so speed bumps, how does it cope? This is third gear, about 20 miles an hour. Yeah, not bad actually. I tell you what, I ride them a lot better than the my everyday 2015 VW Polo does. Yeah, an awful lot better. How calming is that? Lovely, isn't it? Yeah, this is a green light. Yeah, thanks very much. Brilliant. One thing you do notice when you're in heavy, but why do that? Jesus Christ. And of course, if I hit a pedestrian, it's my fault. Unbelievable. One thing I have noticed with this car, which does worry me, that when it's sat in traffic or stop-start traffic, the temperature gauge does rise. I mean, it's sitting just on the middle point there, but it actually had gone a little bit above it there, and I did hear the fan kick in, so at least I know the fan works. I wasn't even sure for a while if the fan did work. One thing I haven't been able to test so far actually is the handling really. I know obviously from driving this for the last couple of months that the steering is yeah, it's probably not the car's strong point. It's quite heavy, especially when you're parking. I mean, a 3.10 in this thing isn't the most carefree and easy thing in the world. You've just got tight steering in this car. It is power assisted, but 22-year-old power assisted steering, so definitely not the smoothest in the world. We're now actually approaching Trinity College. Here we are then towards College Green. I haven't actually driven this way, I don't think ever. What a lovely part of the city this is. Some slightly brutalist concrete architecture, of course, in places, which I think often just adds to the charm. So then, in conclusion, it's very clear to see why the Mark II Clio sold in such vast numbers all those years ago. It is a perfect car for what it was designed to do. And we've just hit a bit of a manhole cover there, and it rode it absolutely perfectly. It excels through city streets. Not everything's perfect. The steering, as I said, is a little bit heavy, and the rear quarter vision when you're parking can be a little bit troublesome. But when you live with the car, you soon get used to those little foibles. Yeah, it's a fantastic little machine for bombing around the city streets. We can really put the foot down. We find ourselves now south of the River Liffey in the Sandymount area of South County Dublin. So of course it's not as busy as it would be here on a weekday to Sunday evening, and it's about 10 to 8 in the evening, so it's quite a lot quieter. But there's still a bit of traffic around, and whenever I get the opportunity, you pop it into third gear there and really put the foot down. Brake test there as we come up to some lights. Whatever's on my passenger seat didn't like it, but yeah, I mean, it just performs really well in what is its natural environment. Of course, this car was never built for long distance cruising, although it does handle motorways very well. The little 1.2 litre engine is quite peppy, and at about 65-70 miles an hour, absolutely perfect. It hums resonantly up top. These seats are lovely and comfortable as well for some more long distance driving. I'd like to test it really long distance, but I haven't ever really had the opportunity to. The spec on this thing isn't too bad. It's definitely not a base spec, although it does have plastic wheel trims and keep fit windows in the back. It's got electric windows here in the front, but the electric window button on the passenger side only puts it down. It's broken, it won't put it back up. So that's why, thankfully, I've got controls on the driver's side as well. If that packs up though, then I'm in a little bit of trouble. So yeah, in conclusion, if you're looking for a small, nimble French hatchback that will not cost you an awful lot of money, and of course is beginning to become just a little bit collectible, look no further than the Mark II Clio.